What if I told you that the most attractive people in the room are usually not the best-looking ones? They're not always the richest. They're not always the most talented. Yet somehow, people respect them, trust them, admire them, and want to be around them. Why? Because true attractiveness has very little to do with your face and everything to do with your habits. Think about it. Have you ever met someone who wasn't exceptionally handsome or beautiful, but the moment they started talking, everyone listened? Someone whose presence instantly made them stand out. Someone who walked into a room and somehow seemed powerful without saying a word. That's not luck. That's not genetics. That's not magic. Those people have developed habits that make them both attractive and mentally strong. And here's the best part. These habits can be learned by anyone, including you. Today, we're revealing 7 powerful habits that will transform how people see you and, more importantly, how you see yourself. Make sure you stay until the end because habit number 7 is the one that changes everything. Most people never develop it, but those who do become nearly unstoppable. Let's begin. Imagine 2 people. The first person constantly says, "I'll do it tomorrow. I'll call you later. I'll start next week." But tomorrow never comes. The call never happens. Next week becomes next month. Now imagine another person. When they say they'll do something, they do it. No excuses, no drama, no explanations. Who would you trust more? The answer is obvious. One of the most attractive qualities in the world is reliability. People admire those whose words match their actions. And mentally strong people understand something important. Every promise you break to yourself weakens your confidence. Think about how many times you've promised yourself, "I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to stop procrastinating." Then you didn't. Every broken promise sends a message to your brain. My words don't matter. But every promise you keep sends a different message. I can trust myself. And self-trust is the foundation of confidence. Start small. If you say you'll read 5 pages, read 5 pages. If you say you'll walk for 10 minutes, walk for 10 minutes. Keep your word, not just to others, to yourself. Because attractive people don't just talk, they follow through. This habit alone can completely transform your life. Many people spend years trapped in an invisible prison, the prison of other people's opinions. They dress based on what others think. They speak based on what others think. They make decisions based on what others think. And slowly they lose themselves. Here's a harsh truth. No matter what you do, someone will criticize you. If you're quiet, you're boring. If you're outspoken, you're arrogant. If you're ambitious, you're selfish. If you're relaxed, you're lazy. You cannot win everyone's approval. And mentally strong people know this. Instead of trying to please everyone, they focus on living according to their values. Ironically, this makes them far more attractive. Why? Because confidence is attractive. Authenticity is attractive. People are drawn to those who aren't desperately seeking validation. Think about the most respected people you've ever met. Were they constantly asking everyone for permission? Probably not. They knew who they were, and they weren't afraid to be themselves. The moment you stop needing approval is the moment you start becoming powerful. Life will test you, not once, not twice, again and again. You'll face rejection, failure, disappointment, criticism, and unexpected setbacks. The question isn't whether these things will happen. The question is how you'll respond. Most people panic. They overreact. They let emotions take control. But mentally strong people develop a different skill. They remain calm. Think about a captain steering a ship through a storm. If the captain panics, everyone panics. If the captain stays calm, everyone gains confidence. Your mind works the same way. When chaos appears, your ability to remain calm becomes your superpower. And surprisingly, calmness is incredibly attractive. Why? Because calm people make others feel safe. They create stability. They project confidence without needing to show off. The next time life throws a challenge at you, pause before reacting. Think, respond instead of reacting. Because your greatest strength often appears in your quietest moments. Imagine receiving $1 every day. Not much, right? But imagine receiving that dollar every day for 10 years. It begins to add up. Self-improvement works exactly the same way. Many people want overnight transformation. They want instant confidence, instant success, and instant discipline. But real growth doesn't happen overnight. It happens daily. One workout, one chapter, one skill, one lesson, one improvement at a time. The most attractive people are constantly evolving. They're curious. They're learning, they're growing, and growth creates energy. People can feel it. You don't need to become perfect. You just need to become slightly better than yesterday. Read books. Learn new skills. Exercise regularly. Develop your communication abilities. Invest in your future self every day. Because the person you're becoming matters more than the person you are today. Most people listen to respond. Very few listen to understand. And that's why genuine listeners stand out. Have you ever talked to someone who made you feel like you were the only person in the room? Someone who truly paid attention. Someone who didn't interrupt every few seconds. It feels rare. Because it is rare. Listening is a hidden superpower. When you listen carefully, people feel valued. They feel respected. They feel understood. And people naturally like those who make them feel important. Mentally strong individuals don't need to dominate every conversation. They don't need to prove they're the smartest person in the room. They're secure enough to listen. The next time you're speaking with someone, try this. Focus completely on understanding them, not impressing them, not preparing your next response. Just understanding. You'll be surprised how much your relationships improve and how much people begin to appreciate your presence. We've covered 5 habits that instantly make you more attractive and mentally stronger. But the next 2 habits are different. These are the habits that separate ordinary people from extraordinary people. One of them is the reason some individuals keep moving forward even after repeated failures. And the final habit may completely change how you approach your entire life. Let's continue. Habit number 6. They keep going when motivation disappears. Most people believe success comes from motivation, but motivation is unreliable. Some days you'll feel inspired, and some days you won't. If your actions depend on your feelings, your progress will always be inconsistent. Mentally strong people understand a powerful truth. Discipline matters more than motivation. They don't exercise only when they feel like it. They don't work only when they're inspired. They don't pursue their goals only when conditions are perfect. They show up anyway. Think about the people you admire most: athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, and artists. Do you think they wake up every day feeling motivated? Of course not. What separates them is their ability to keep moving forward even when they don't feel like it. And that's incredibly attractive because it shows strength, commitment, and character. Anyone can work hard when they're excited. Very few people can stay consistent when the excitement fades. The next time you don't feel motivated, remember this. You don't need motivation to take action. You only need a decision. And every time you act despite resistance, you become stronger than before. Now we arrive at habit number 7. This is the habit that changes everything. The habit that transforms ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. Habit number 7. They take full responsibility for their lives. This is where most people stop because responsibility is uncomfortable. It's easier to blame circumstances. It's easier to blame bad luck. It's easier to blame other people. But mentally strong individuals refuse to give away their power. When something goes wrong, they ask themselves, what can I do about it? What can I learn from this? And how can I improve? They focus on what they can control instead of complaining about what they can't. And that mindset changes everything. Because the moment you take responsibility, you regain control. You stop waiting for someone to save you. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop waiting for permission. You become the author of your own story. There is nothing more attractive than someone who takes ownership of their life, someone who faces challenges directly, learns, adapts, and keeps moving forward. Someone who understands that while they can't control everything that happens to them, they can always control how they respond. So let's recap. Keep your promises. Stop seeking constant approval. Stay calm under pressure. Improve yourself every day. Listen more than you speak. Stay disciplined when motivation disappears. And take full responsibility for your life. These habits won't just make you more attractive. They'll make you stronger, more confident, more respected, and more capable of creating the life you truly want. Remember, attractiveness isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through the choices you make every single day. Start with one habit, then another, and then another. Because small changes, repeated consistently, create extraordinary results. And one day, people won't just notice how you look, they'll notice who you've become. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this message today. And remember, the strongest person in the room is rarely the loudest. It's the one who has mastered themselves. We'll see you in the next video.